Do you ever feel like no matter how hard you try, you're running in circles? Like every time you start to make progress, life, or maybe even the people around you pulls you back? Let me tell you something powerful. The most incredible transformations in life don't happen in the spotlight. They happen in silence, in the shadows, away from prying eyes, doubts, and distractions. Today I'm going to show you how to disappear, not physically, but emotionally, mentally, and socially, so you can rebuild yourself into the person you've always wanted to be. By the time you reappear, your transformation will be undeniable. And funny enough, you won't even care about their reactions anymore because you'll have learned one crucial truth. The only validation that matters is your own. This isn't easy, but it's worth it. I'll break this journey into 3 steps for you. First, how to disappear. Second, how to rebuild in silence. And third, how to reappear on your terms. Let's dive in. Why disappearing is the key to growth. When you disappear, you stop living for others and start living for yourself. Think about it. How much of your energy goes into worrying about what others think? Into explaining your plans or seeking approval? Every time you do that, you're giving away a piece of your power. Disappearing isn't about isolation, it's about focus. It's about cutting out the noise so you can hear your own thoughts clearly. Imagine this. You're standing in a crowded room, trying to have a meaningful conversation with someone. The chatter around you makes it impossible to hear each other. That's what your life is like when you're surrounded by distractions, friends who doubt you, coworkers who criticize you, even family who might not understand your dreams. To truly grow, you need to step out of that room and find a quiet space. Step 1. How to disappear. The first rule of disappearing is this: stop talking about your plans. Every time you share your dreams, you risk 2 things. First, you invite opinions, often from people who don't understand your vision. Their doubts, even if unintentional, can plant seeds of insecurity in your mind. Second, you give away the dopamine hit that comes from validation. Talking about your goals feels good in the moment, but it tricks your brain into thinking you've already accomplished something, making you less likely to follow through. Instead, practice restraint. When someone asks what you're up to, keep it vague. I'm working on myself is all they need to know. This isn't about being secretive. It's about protecting your progress. Next, take a hard look at your environment. Are the people around you supportive, or are they holding you back? This doesn't mean cutting off your family or friends, but it does mean setting boundaries. If someone constantly drains your energy or undermines your goals, limit your interactions with them. Surround yourself with people who inspire you, or better yet, spend time alone. Silence can be uncomfortable at first, but it's in that silence that you'll find clarity. Finally, take a break from social media. Social media is one of the biggest distractions in modern life. It's where we compare our behind the scenes to everyone else's highlight reel. If you're serious about disappearing and rebuilding, you need to step back from the constant noise of likes, comments, and notifications. Use social media intentionally, if at all. Post less, consume less, and focus more on the real work happening offline. Step 2. How to rebuild in silence. Now that you've created space in your life, it's time to fill it with the work of rebuilding. This is where the magic happens, when no one's watching and the only person you're accountable to is yourself. Start with clear goals, specific and measurable. Take some time to write down your goals. Not just vague ideas like be successful or get fit, but specific, measurable targets. For example, lose 15 pounds in 3 months or save $10,000 by the end of the year. Once you have your goals, break them down into smaller, actionable steps. If your goal is to write a book, start with an outline, then commit to writing 500 words a day. Progress happens in small, consistent actions. Motivation is fleeting. One day you'll wake up ready to conquer the world. The next, you'll struggle to get out of bed. That's why habits are your secret weapon. Instead of relying on how you feel, create routines that make progress automatic. For example, set a specific time each day to work on your goals. Over time, these habits will become second nature, and you'll move forward even on days when you don't feel like it. Finally, embrace the struggle. Rebuilding isn't easy. There will be days when you feel like giving up, when the progress feels too slow or the obstacles seem too big. But here's the thing. Struggle is part of the process. Every failure is a lesson. Think of a butterfly fighting to emerge from its cocoon. It's that struggle that gives its wings the strength to fly. Without it, the butterfly wouldn't survive. Your struggles are shaping you into someone stronger, wiser, and more capable than you were before. Step 3, how to reappear. When the time is right, you'll reemerge, but not as the person you were before. You'll be transformed and the world will see it. But here's the funny part. By the time you get to this stage, you won't care what they think anymore. You'll have learned in the shadows that your worth isn't tied to their opinions. When you reappear, don't announce it. Let your actions do the talking. Whether it's a new skill you've mastered, a business you've built, or a physical transformation, let the results speak for themselves. There's a quiet confidence that comes from knowing you've done the work. As the world starts to notice your transformation, it can be tempting to fall back into old habits, seeking validation, over-explaining, or letting external opinions affect you. Resist this. Stay grounded in the lessons you learned during your time in the shadows. Remember, you didn't rebuild yourself for them. You did it for you. Reappearing doesn't mean your journey is over. It's just the beginning. Use this momentum to set new goals and keep pushing yourself. Growth is a lifelong process, and the best is yet to come. Conclusion. The decision to disappear and rebuild yourself in silence isn't an easy one. It requires discipline, patience, and a willingness to let go of what others think. But when you commit to this journey, you'll discover a strength within yourself that you never knew you had. Remember, the sun will rise tomorrow, and so will you. If you're ready to take this journey, like this video, subscribe to Inner Journey Quest, and share in the comments what you're ready to rebuild in silence. Let's walk this path together.